Good day, learners in Reading in Philippine History. I am Karen Hay Quinlubi Guevara, and today we will discuss the Chapter 4 of the Policies on Agrarian Reform. So what is agrarian reform? Agrarian reform is essentially the rectification of the whole system of agriculture. When we say rectification, it is the action of putting something right. And agrarian reform is an important aspect of the Philippine economy because nearly half of the population is employed in the agricultural sector and most citizens live in rural areas. We all know that here in the Philippines we have a lot of farmers and a bigger land to cultivate. In addition, Philippines is a good exporter of agricultural products. Through a genuine and comprehensive agrarian reform, the Philippines will be able to gain more from its agricultural potential and uplift the Filipinos in the agricultural sector, who have been for the longest time suffering in poverty and discontent. Our attempt to understand the development of agrarian reform in the Philippines, we turn our attention to our country's history, especially our colonial past, where we could find the root or the agrarian whose the country has experienced up to this very day. And that past includes the agrarian reforms in the Philippines under the Spain. But before that, let us know the Philippines before the Spanish came. Before the Spanish came in the Philippines already known as a civilized country, where Filipinos live in the villages or barangays ruled by the chiefs or datos. The datos comprises the nobility. Then came the maharlikas, followed by the aliping mamamahay and the aliping sagigilid. However, despite the existence of the different classes in the social structure, practically everyone had access to the fruits of the soil. Money was unknown, and the rice served as the medium of exchange. So before the Spanish came, native Filipino can access the soil without the authority of the colonizer. Here comes the Spanish colonizer. Spanish colonization in the Philippines introduced significant changes to land ownership. The imposition of the Spanish authority led to the establishment of the various systems governing land ownership. And that includes the Pueblo agriculture, the Encomienda system, and the Hacienda system. Under Pueblo agriculture, rural communities were organized into pueblos, where they were given 4 to 5 hectares land to cultivate. Filipinos were assigned land to cultivate, but the ownership remained to the King of Spain, who is King Philip II. And they paid their colonial tribute to the Spanish authorities in the form of agricultural product. When we say tribute, it is considered as tax. Here in Pueblo agriculture, native Filipinos ay parang dayuhan sa sariling bansa where they were merely landholders but not landowners. Later on, through the law of the Indies or the Leyes de las Indias, ito yung mga namamahala sa social, political, at economic life sa mga bansang kanilang sinakop. The Spanish Crown awarded tract of land to the religious orders. Nagbibigay sila ng lupa sa mga religious orders para pagtayuan ng mga simbahan. Second is the repartimentos for the Spanish military as a reward for their service. And the third is the Spanish encomenderos. It is under the encomienda system where they were mandated to manage the encomienda or the lands given to them, where Filipino work and pay their tributes to the encomendero. Filipinos were not given the right to own land and only work in them so that they might have a share of the crops and pay tribute. And for further discussion, my co-reporter will continue.
So, for the continuation of the topic, land ownership of the Philippines under the Spain. My topic that I will be discussing to you is about the encomienda system and hacienda system. So first, what is encomienda system? This system, it was a formal system of forced labor in Spanish colonies under the Spain during in the Philippines. This system is intended to encourage conquest and colonization. So this encomienda system is established by the Spanish crown in the Philippines. Under this system, leaders of the indigenous community paid tribute to colonists. So this system was fundamental to the economics of the early Spanish colonization. Kumbaga, ito ay nagkakaloob ng mga Espanyol ng enkomendero na malalaking lupain. So, niniling enkomendero, ito ang mga in charge sa mga katutubong manggagawa sa mga lupain. At may karapatan na kunin nila ang tributo at lakas paggawa mula sa mga katutubong komunidad kapalit na nito ang proteksyon at gabay panrelihiyon. From the encomienda system, meron ding sistemang nabuo mula nito ay tinatawag na hacienda system na naging pangunahing anyo ng pagmamayari ng lupa ng mga kolonyang Espanyol. So, hacienda were large agricultural estate owned by wealthy landowners known as hacendero. Ang hacendero ay nagbabantay mula sa mga operasyon sa mga agrikultura. Ang mga lupaing ito ay karaniwang inaalay ng mga pananim tulad ng asukal, tabako at abaka, kung saan ang mga manggagawa kabilang ang mga magsasaka at katutubong komunidad ay pinapahirapan sa mga kondisyong paggawa at may limitadong akses sa pagmamayari ng lupa.
Before the Spanish colonization, Filipinos had communal land ownership. When the Spaniards came, they introduced a system that led a bitter source of hatred and discontent for the Filipinos. The religious orders, who owned much of the land, abused and exploited Filipinos. This abuse and exploitation fueled the Filipinos fought the Philippine Revolution in a confluence of motivations, but the greatest desire for freedom and with the necessity of owning land. Upon the end of the Philippine Revolution, the revolutionary government would declare all large landed states, especially the confiscated friar land, as a government property. In conclusion, the Spanish colonial period introduced exploitative land ownership system in the Philippines. These systems, such as the encomienda and hacienda system, led to widespread discontent and revolt. Filipinos fought for land ownership during the Philippine Revolution. The legacy of the Spanish land policies continues to impact land rights in the Philippines today. I hope you learned something from us. Thank you and goodbye.